And we are live. Welcome, good evening, hello, greetings to everybody. Today, our second time with the great, well, not the great, the most gracious Faye. Good evening, my lady. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. Am I the second English person you've had on, or am I still the first?
No, you're the second. I started with I keep forgetting his name. Vidu Walid.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, yeah. Vidu was my first. You're my second.
okay,
Yeah, but you're still my second. I haven't hosted anybody since then.
okay.
Okay, so what are we talking about today? Other than your, by the way, what's the news about your nails? Are they still there?
No, I had to take them off. I had a job at a special school, and I don't think they like claws very much. So
What
I had
what,
to take.
what was the job for?
So I do work in schools, and I
Ah,
had
school.
a temporary contract for a special school.
Mm,
Um, I've got like bruises,
yeah,
I've got like cuts because the kids are kind of all over the place. Um, so I couldn't keep the claws on, so I've had to downgrade.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. My wife is a dinner lady, so I understand.
yeah, we can't be cutting up the kids. They can do whatever they want to us, but we can't be cutting
Yeah,
them up. Yeah,
especially yeah. I remember seeing the video. They did look like claws a bit, very fancy glittery claws, but no, nevertheless they were still claws.
they were still claws.
They were
So we
claws.
off.
Okay, so we have our friend Alab Cool. So it says Azul Flawan. By the way, that's not English, that's not Arabic.
What is that?
Uh, that's uh, uh, in the west of Arabia, Morocco, Algeria. The original tribes, thousands of years ago, used to be called Amazigh or
Right.
Barbar.
Oh,
So
okay.
they have their own culture, they have their own race, they have their own language. So in
Mm.
their language, our good friend Alako is saying hello, Azul Flaun.
Azul flown.
Yeah, that's our good friend. So he's saying hello, hello, hello to you too. And our other friend Mohammed Al Batati, he's saying greetings to all, greetings, greetings. Thank you, my good friend. Okay,
His
so
name is
what
Al
are we talking
Batati.
about today? We are, by the way, Batati, it comes from Bat. Bat is duck. So I think his last name has something to do with ducks. He's a really
Oh,
wise man. He's not of my age. I'm old. He's even older and much wiser than me.
good to know.
Suha says
Hi,
hi.
Suha.
Okay, so bullies. I think a quick search on Amazon. I think I found about few thousand books on bullying.
On bullying?
Bullying, yes,
Were
because
you looking for books
trolls.
on bullying?
No, because today we're talking about trolls,
Yeah,
and
I
trolling
think
is part of bullying.
yes, it is.
It's it's it's
It's
it's cyberbullying,
considered
trolling.
cyberbullying now. Yeah,
So my viewers from the Arabic videos, they know we had a troll, but the troll didn't survive long. He just showed up a couple of times on a couple of my videos, and
yeah.
he couldn't last long with me. I deal well with hecklers. This is a live performance, so trolls are hecklers in my book. So
Yeah.
yeah, so he heckled a few times, and I dealt well with him. He disappeared. But other friends, when they have their own channels, they have their own live shows, he keeps going on and on and on, and yeah, he's annoying. And then he got his gang. So I stopped even watching my French videos because of him. And I don't know why they don't deal with him the same way I dealt with him. My
How do
technique
you
was
do?
simple because he uses a nickname for some reason. So you see, because of uh, blasphemy laws, atheists in the Arab
Mm.
world, they cannot use their real names, they cannot do live shows. because of all these things. So it is understandable that they will be online with a persona and they use a synonym or a different name and they never show up on live videos. I can understand that. But when allegedly a man doesn't use his real name and he uses Doodoo, his name is Doodoo, 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 and he doesn't use his picture on his profile. So my technique was, okay, Doodoo, and I addressed him as a woman. So I understand that you are a woman who wears niqab and you cannot show up on television, on live screens in front of everybody. So that is understood. But until you get the courage and you get your parents' permission, your husband's permission to at least talk to us and show your voice, please stop talking. And for some reason, I don't know why, that wound him up really well. No, I am a man. Oh, really? So why are you behaving like a woman wearing the niqab? No, I am a man. Oh, okay, if you say so, mate. Don't really, don't get riled up. But if you're a man, there is nothing stopping you from showing your face now and talking to me other than talking shit in the comments. Just come along. And then that was the last of it. And I've never heard of him ever again.
But he still trolls your friends' streams?
Yes, because they acknowledge him and they correspond with him and they answer him and they show up physically, they are getting annoyed by his comments.
Right. That's not good. That's what they want, though.
Exactly. But isn't that what you're doing with your Twitter trolls?
I think I'm trying to be a bit more selective with them. If they bring up an issue that I actually want to talk about, then I do. Other times when they give me a really easy way to make fun of them, then I also take advantage of that. I can't really give an example.
Nobody should ever miss such an opportunity.
Yeah, if it's like an open shot, I'm gonna take it. Like there was, I've mentioned him a few times, but there's a gentleman who has a blog. He's quite reputable. He has his own blog. This isn't Asadullah. This is someone else. And he decided to make a collage of every time that I mentioned my period on Twitter. And he said that you're so obsessed with mentioning your period, and I said it's not weird for me to talk about my period because I get my period. What is weird is you making a collage of every time I mention it. That seems strange to. I'm still freaked out by that. Like, why would anyone go into a search bar, write my name and the word period, and then make a collage? It just seems weird. Strange. I don't know. I'm not here to shame anybody, but it's a little strange. And he got really upset and he was like, oh no, it's not a fetish of mine. And I was like, well, that's what it seems like. I'm just pointing it out. Like, if you need help,
you're killing me.
Reach out. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, if somebody gives me an open shot like that, I'm gonna take it. But most of the time, it's a case of ignoring the ones that just seem to want to get a rise out of you, and to not give them that. I think that many, especially since my interactions with Asadullah has come about, a lot of his followers have tried to drag me into conversations that I don't want to be a part of. Like they'll tag me and they'll say, oh, I can see you liking other people's posts, and then I'll just continue liking other people's posts because they've already said what I would have said. So it's just all over the place. But the ones that really surprise me is the ones with the following and try to seem as though they're reputable. Those are the ones that really not necessarily upset me, but rather disappoint me, because it seems as though they're trying to both seem reputable while also trying to be problematic. Like, I don't think it works that way.
Well, and again, I'll go back to this Doodoo guy. There is a quite famous Islamic channel They use the same format, panel show, 2 to 4 people, sometimes even 6. They will get together and they will discuss different things, and people will drop out. New people will come in and we'll keep talking about it. They
Yeah.
usually have some healthy respect to this Dudu individual.
Really?
And yeah, and even they gave him the rights to be the admin of the channel, and he will be going right and left and banning people and muting comments to others who don't like. Uh, why would you do that? It's certainly because of the biases that people have. Because they are
Mm.
Muslims, he's a Muslim, so he must be a good guy. And any negative behavior comes out of him. No, it's not negative. You're seeing it. It's your perception. It's not really
Right.
negative. Or he's doing it. Well, he has a good heart. They justify it like
I'm
that.
sorry, good hearts don't make good judgments. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Um, I've only recently started live streaming because I hit my 1,000 subscribers, so I can live stream from my phone.
Mhm.
And there was some, like, I have a few moderators on my channel, and the first thing I told them was that don't mute anybody, let everybody say what they want to say. And we got a couple of trolls in the chat. The ones that I didn't address at all just left. And there was one guy, and I'm not sure how exactly to deal with him because I know he's like stupid. Like it's not even that he's behaving stupid. He's just not very smart. Um,
So he's basically just dumb. That's it.
he's dumb. Like he's really
Mhm.
dumb. So I don't want to like throw him out because I feel as though if I throw him out, then he's gonna get into an even worse environment. Like I feel pity for him, so I let him hang around and I'll answer his questions because I know he's um and he like had a really good time and he was like, I'm always gonna come to your shows because you let me say what I want. And I was like, you're welcome to say what you've always been welcome to say what you want. Um, and I think for a long time he was kind of painting me as this tyrant who just called him stupid all the time. When
Well, yeah, they always call us tyrants. That's
I
us.
don't know, I don't
If
know.
in
I
my
think
group, in my Facebook group, we actually punish people, give them time out, and we mute them for a day, 3 days a week. If
mhm,
they not misbehave, if they don't follow our strict rules.
yeah,
So no bad language. Don't personalize things. Don't call someone you're ignorant. We That has nothing to do with it. With a healthy discussion. Just explain what you want to say. And more atheists get muted than theists in my group.
yeah, because
That's
atheists gonna lose it quickly.
no, because they're used to it. They're used to because the group is called Atheism Without Borders, so the admins are atheists, so they are on our side. We can say whatever we want.
Mm,
So early on, whatever a new atheist will come to the group, they will behave as if it's free for all. We can do whatever we want. We can say whatever we want, and then they will be shocked when I mute them. You cannot say these things. That's a warning, and they keep doing it. And then, okay, you're muted for a day. We'll get all this abuse on personal messaging, and then it will hit them. Okay, so it's not free for all. We need to behave, and they will start behaving.
yeah.
At least once a day, someone, a crybaby from the theist part, they will be, oh, you're not fair. An atheist will say whatever. An atheist will call my mother names, and you will never ever do anything to them. For fuck's sake, only yesterday you reported a comment, and I came in and muted him for a week. So you know.
You can't make them satisfied. I'm of
No.
the opinion that people should be able to say whatever they want. I enjoy the chaos of people talking in whatever way they feel comfortable. Um, which is why I like Twitter as a platform, even though they do occasionally strike me. I
Hmm.
enjoy Twitter as a platform because it kind of gives people the leeway to just say whatever they want. Um, and I kind of want to keep that spirit going with like my channel and my live streams, and that sometimes means putting up with trolls. and bullies and hecklers or whatever you want to call them. But I'm quite good at absorbing whatever they have to say, because I feel as though in my mind, because a lot of people will ask me like, how do you deal with all of this all the time? And I think you mentioned it as well, where you said, I get a lot of hatred. And I'm not entirely sure why. I think part of it is because of the background that I'm from, and another part of it is because I'm a woman. So there's an interesting mix there. And when the way I see it is that it's just words from strangers. I have bigger problems to deal with. It's really not the worst thing in the world. It's not the end of the world. It's just some words from a bunch of strangers that don't mean anything to me unless I make it mean something. Like for example, if someone talks poorly about my mother, for example, then it's personal. Like then it actually gets to me. But if it's just like, oh, you're dumb,
Oh yeah, that's
kill,
fine.
it
Okay.
doesn't mean anything. Um, the
I,
thing
will- I
that
usually I would usually use whatever the context of how they used it and flip it over and then just sit back and enjoy looking at them squirming. Like for example, someone said yesterday or a few days before commented that whoever what was it? Oh, yeah, Dawkins said so and so. And I said, okay, so fucking what? That's Dawkins. By the way, shit on Dawkins. Oh, who are you? And then he said, who are you to talk about Dawkins like that? He is one of the masters around the world. He's a biologist and an icon in atheism. Okay, still again, shit on Dawkins. And then he said, who are you to talk about Dawkins like that? I said, what's wrong with this guy? So I put a link of the channel. I said, this is me. That's my face. That's my name. This is me. So now who are you? And then he started coming with other type of shit. And I said, no, hold on. You thought the measure of someone's knowledge or credit, his street cred basically is how many people know him. And that's your measure. That's me. And that's how many subscribers I have. Who are you using the same measurement system? He never replied back. It's been 48 hours. He's gone.
He's not going.
And during the 48 hours, I've actually nudged him a few times, and I kept saying, I'm still waiting. And I can see him commenting on other posts in the group, but he's gone. Guess what? Our good friend Khalid, aka Muslim ex-Muslim ID,
Okay.
from across the pond. How you doing, Khalid?
Hey, Wissam, how are you?
I'm good, Khalid. Faye, Khalid.
Great.
Hi, Khalid.
How are you, Faye?
I'm
Yeah.
good. How are you?
Fine, thanks. I've seen your last episode, the last interview with Wissam.
Yeah.
I liked it so much, and I'd like to welcome you as a new friend. And,
Thank you.
You're welcome. And do you live like in the States or in Britain?
No, she's British, mate. Can't you tell from the accent?
Oh my God. No, I'm just joking.
It's okay. A lot of people recently have said that I don't have a British accent, and it's actually making me worry a lot. Because I grew up here, so.
No, it's a very strong London. I wouldn't say Cockney accent, but it's obviously from London.
No, quite a few people have approached me and said, like, are you from Australia or are you from the US? Like,
Canada.
Or Canada. That's the worst one that I've gotten.
Australia, are you alright, mate? In our other group, in our other streaming group, we have a good friend from Australia. Her name is Naveen. And the time difference between us and Naveen, I've been on the
like
same stream.
13 light years or something?
Yeah, something like that. Usually I joke about it when she comments, if she shows up, and I will say, okay, so now it's 7:20. Your time is Wednesday. It's not how many hours. We jump days between us.
What day are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
But Australia's on the other side of
She's
the
from the
world.
future, yeah.
Yeah, she's from the future, exactly. She has seen what happened yesterday. Anywho, so Khalid, what's your take on this? How do we deal with trolls? Like we have the example Dudu, and Faye has her own trolls
I have
from her Twitter
really
account.
strange trolls. I have really weird trolls.
I'll tell you what, before Khalid answers and gives us his take. I think, especially this guy, what's his name? Asadullah?
Yeah.
Asadullah, yeah. Asadullah, when I read his tweets and replies, it comes to me like, in primary school, when a boy likes a girl, he will pull her hair.
Yeah. He
I
seems like
think
that.
he fancies you.
You think he fancy? Oh, I don't want to start that rumor because I've already got so many of his trolls on my page. I don't want that rumor to go around because
Well,
that's strange. He
Is
just
he
seems
obsessed with
really.
you or something?
yeah, he is obsessed.
He's not just tweeting at me. He's like tagging me in posts. He's like subtweeting me, so he's like talking about me without actually referencing me. And it's just really strange. It's just been a case of me like screenshotting every single post he makes, and then I think the last video I put up was a compilation of all his like sad little tiny violin tweets. It's I don't know what's going on with him, but I think he has a complex. He seems to think that he's really, really smart when he's really not. Like he keeps telling people, I've had this much education, I did this, like I'm so much smarter than you. He
Oh
keeps
yeah.
telling me that I should go and get an education because I'm a failure. Like I don't know what I did to earn
Inferior
the wrath.
complex, maybe.
You know? Sorry?
Inferior complex, maybe they call it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think that's what it's called. I think he has an inferiority complex because he keeps any engagement that he's in, he has to say that he's educated.
Well,
He has to remind people that he's smart.
be mercy with him, Faye, please.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
We men do that, when we get upset with someone.
No, not we men. When we were children, we used to do that. When you grow up and become a man,
I still do that.
He's not a child though. He's in his 30s.
Maybe I'm
He's like
sadistic.
38 or 37 or something. Like he's an adult. Like he's
Doesn't
not
matter.
even.
Even if he's
Not in his
70,
20s. He's an
he's still gonna
adult.
be
Like
doing it.
he's almost a middle-aged man. I'm so confused.
you see, here's the thing. Both of you now trying to talk about psychology, inferiority complex, and all that. I still think it's simple. He has a crush on you, and he doesn't know how to show it.
Yeah. Well, Muslims, maybe this is a Muslim culture, and this is how they show love.
What? Why would anybody be so obsessed with your period?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
He has
this
a
is
crush on
somebody
you.
else. No, that was somebody else. That wasn't Asadullah. That was his
Okay.
name is. I think his name is Muhammad al-Halabi or something like that. And he.
He's Syrian.
Is he the Obigaina of Allah?
The Obigaina of Allah.
Yeah, because he's going into like menstrual thingies and.
He tried really hard to shame me because I talk about my period casually. And then it just turned on him and he didn't know how to handle it. He just got so defensive and was like, no, I don't have a fetish. You're weird because you talk about your period. I'm not the one who sat there making a compilation, like threading all these tweets together and then showing them to me.
Well, tell her period is God.
Because
it created you.
I must have made a tweet where I had said something like, Asadullah must be on his period because he keeps making irrelevant points or something like that.
PMS, you mean?
Yeah, he was just PMSing. But this guy actually went ahead and was like, anytime you like want to win an argument, you bring up your period, which isn't true. This must have been the first time I did that. But yeah, are you gonna play that video? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for his tweets on your.
Stop going through my history, please.
trying to find some of his crap. It's really entertaining. It's more fun than the doo-doo stuff I used to have. You see, I'm
Oh,
really envious now. You
this
have
happened
all
quite a
the
few days ago.
controls.
I mean, I,
This
I
happened
always I
like
always
last
tell
week.
my friends,
So
Faye, that I never reply to people call themselves, like Dudu, Lulu, Nunu, Susu. That's it. I mean, your name is saying who you are, so just stay away from it.
yeah,
So, do you have a Facebook account, Faye, or just Twitter?
I have a Facebook account, but I don't really use Facebook. Facebook is a bit too old for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, Khalid.
Mm.
Just for you to understand the situation here, Faye did a video drawing Muhammad live.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's up here. Let me move the camera.
Okay.
He's like over there.
Oh, that's you have your own gallery or something?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Gallery?
she's an artist.
Yeah. I'm an
An art,
I'm an artist.
artist, artiste.
You can be a millionaire, dude.
Yeah,
No,
so
I'll be dead if I keep drawing Muhammad.
It's not for sale. It's so precious, not for sale.
Mhm.
so Khalid, for you to understand why she cannot be on Facebook, she drew Muhammad live. If I sneeze on Facebook, Facebook will ban me for a week. If I just sneeze, I'm on my fourth account now, and even that I stopped using it. Whenever I comment or post anything on Facebook, I use our page account. So I post as Ilhad Bila Hudud, atheism without borders. I stopped using my personal account to post about these things.
I know poor Wissam, he has, like his so well known group on Facebook, which has like millions of subscribers or something. Suddenly it's gone.
It's only 25,000. It's not
Well,
millions,
well,
25,000.
well, that's an achievement. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the group got closed 3 times. But because I'm a member of a closed Facebook admins group managed by Facebook, so I'd go
Yeah.
there and say, "What the fuck just happened? Why it was closed?" And then they will take a deeper look, and then they'll get it back. But that might take
Yeah.
2 months. So it's like clockworks. In a 12-month period, there should be at least 2 months of it. The group is normal. I have a closed group. Nobody can access it while people trying to get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the situation with Facebook. On Twitter,
Facebook
slightly better.
Twitter's slightly better. They still police us, but they don't police us as much as Facebook does. Like not as like I still have my first Twitter account.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's always a
I
good thing.
used to I used to use Twitter before when I was Muslim, and I was fighting
Oh
with
yeah.
atheists.
Fighting the
uh,
atheists.
yeah, and
So
I
you were
don't
one of
know.
the trolls then.
I was so hard, and I turned many into back into Islam. Then I went I went ahead to become an atheist.
So hold on,
You
hold on. Are you trying
became
to? You convinced atheists to get back to Islam? There's no fucking way.
In fact, only one guy. I don't want to brag about it. It's just I didn't really convince him. It's just I blackmailed him because
you
he had another.
blackmailed him?
Yeah,
Hold
he
on,
had
hold on.
another
We
account.
had a server blackout. Hold on. Now we're back live. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw one of his videos and it was in another account, and he thought that I recognized his voice and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
so I like encountered him, and I told him. So when he knew about it, he got so scared because he's from Saudi Arabia,
Mm.
and he said, "Okay, I'm going back to Islam and Muhammad, blah blah blah, la ilaha illallah." I said, "Good boy." So I
That's
was a
sad.
thug that time. No, I'm sorry for that.
Okay, so back to the subject. Trolls.
Mhm.
So trolls or cyber or bullies, cyber bullies. Trolls are cyber bullies. The reason why our accounts on Facebook gets destroyed very easily is because of them. So there are two types of trolls on Facebook. So let's be specific. Just Facebook. There will be the
Sorry.
vocal type, and then be the silent type. And the silent type, their sole purpose in life is read, right click, report. That's it. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Each now and then, one of those, by the way, the silent types, will start to think. And after like a year of daily thousands of reports, after all these things that they've read, they will start to think. And the doubt will start creeping in. And some of them will actually decide to send me a message and say, can we talk? Usually I don't talk on private DMs or private messages. I don't. Whoever gets in touch, I will say, go publish a post or comment on my posts. Everything should be in public in front of everybody. And then each now and then someone will say, but I don't want people to know that I am talking to you. And that's when I know, okay, so this is new. I'll check their name. Oh, they've been a member of the group since 18 months ago. They've never commented. Okay, so you're that type. You're the silent type that you've been reporting everything for a year and a half, but now you're doubting shit. Let's have a talk. Sometime I will have a phone call with them. And all I will say is just go read your books. Don't ask for my advice. Go read Quran, read
Yeah.
Sunnah, read Hadith.
I think
But now
that's
you have
what's
this new mentality.
that's the saddest thing, I think, is that people feel as though they can't rely on their own intellect to figure things out. And they feel as though the whatever wisdom they think there is in their books is always bigger than what they think. Um and it's sad. It's sad. They should be able to value their own intellect enough to be like, oh well, that's bullshit.
But the more often, I keep using the same example. يمسك السماء أن تقع على الأرض. Then he holds the sky in his hands, lest it will fall on the ground, on earth.
Mm.
Just that.
It's a
Step back a
metaphoric,
little bit.
Wissam. Come on.
Yeah, every word in the Quran is literal and it's all correct, unless the ones that defy science, then it's metaphorical.
Then it's
I mean,
metaphorical or it has a different meaning.
yeah,
Exactly.
and even God's throne, every time two gay men or gay women, have sex, it vibrates,
Yeah, God's throne will vibrate, ironically.
and they say it's almost falling on earth because it vibrates a lot, and
Why does God's chair care so much?
because he's
I didn't know the chair had feelings about gay
because he's a
people.
Well,
he's a
the chair,
pervert.
well, nobody said anything about the chair having feelings. They just said it vibrates.
Why why he creates a vibrating chair?
Maybe because he's gay and he's turned on when he sees two gay men having sex. Who knows? I don't know. It might be. But ironically, it shakes when gay men have sex.
Pretty sure Allah is so angry is because he doesn't have any genitals to play with. He's
That's, yeah, out of
really
frustration.
pent up. Mm.
Out of frustration. It's all that is just sexual
I mean,
frustration.
I mean,
All-
I mean, he can create some for himself, right?
Yeah, no, he can't do that.
Can't
He
you?
can't do things for himself or with himself because he's all everything.
He seems pretty impotent to me, based on
Yeah.
his governing, based on his governing of the world. He seems pretty impotent. I don't
So
know.
And
back to the
most
subject.
of his prophets, are they have no kids, they have especially
not
Muhammad. He had a lot of
no, just
wives, but no
no, just
kids.
Muhammad. Jesus was gay, and all the others had wives and children.
Who, Moses?
Yeah, Moses had kids, didn't he?
Nope.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
Moses. Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's just Muhammad didn't have boys, and
No,
Jesus was
Moses.
gay.
Moses never had kids.
Yeah.
Abraham.
He
Only
never had
Abraham.
kids.
Nope. Abraham only.
Ibrahim had kids. He had 2 kids, Ismail and Ishaq.
Moses.
And he was drunk, and he was gonna kill one of them.
Yeah, he was going to kill one of them, but
Yeah,
still.
Moses had two boys. Had Eliezer in Arabic, and Gershom. I don't know how that translates into Arabic. Hold on, let me search. Why am I searching English?
Around in Islam, they never mentioned any sons or daughters for Moses.
But that's because Islam is really vague when it comes to things like that.
I don't know about the Old Testament.
No, in English. No, hold on. Moses married one of the two daughters of that old man. Her name was Sephora or something, and she gave him two boys.
Yeah.
See, and she gave him two boys, and their names are not mentioned anywhere. So in Islamic tradition, Islamic texture, we don't know the names. In the Old Testament, we'll say Eliezer and Gershom. Those are
By
his
the way,
names.
Faye, do you know the cosmetic company Sephora?
Sephora, yeah.
Yeah, it's named after Moses' wife, Sephora.
Why? Was she?
I don't know.
That's confusing.
Was she that pretty?
She used to use those cosmetics that time, I guess.
She was a time traveler.
Maybe, yeah.
So, back to the subject. Trolls. Hold on. We have our good friend Mazen wants to join us. Mazen, he has his own take on trolls and cyberbullies. Mazen, my good friends, come on, let's talk. So, I already mentioned the silent type. And majority of them, that's what they do. It's just, I call it the digital jihad. They just report shit. That's what they do. Nothing else. Sometimes it works. It is. So that's what for them, that's jihad. So sometimes we get
kind of jihad I've ever heard of.
By the way, every time so far the group was closed 3 times, and my account was closed 4 times. I've lost accounts 4 times. My accounts were closed 12, 15 times. Point is, every time it happens, it's either on a Friday, on a Thursday. Why is that?
Oh, someone's not going to Jumu'ah prayers properly.
No, because Jum'ah is a holy day, and that's when they get the calling. That's when.
Are they just sitting there at the khutbah, like reporting tweets?
No, seriously. In
Islamic,
a good friend of ours, he's Moroccan. His account, if you open his Facebook account, he is a true Muslim. He's as atheist as they come. But his public account is very Salafi. Anyway, so he goes into all these secret Facebook groups that is solely dedicated to report atheist groups, atheist accounts, and all these things. And every Friday night, every Thursday night, he used to come in and say, okay, so here's the thing. This group have noticed us. They started making posts about us, and they know our names, they know the group, and they're asking, okay, because it's Friday night, let's get Hassanat, go report.
Get Hassanat.
Thursday night, that's what they do on Thursday night. And they used to do that.
I hope I could cash those Hassanat one day in one of the banks. That'd be
Uh,
much beneficial.
can you imagine like all the like if this was all real, like all the mujahideen like from heaven watching them do this? Like it's the weakest kind of jihad I've ever heard of. The weakest kind.
Yeah, that's what they used to do. Until our friend he got busy with life and he stopped helping us with that. Now we have no inside source into that dark world of digital jihad.
of, of digital hasanat.
Digital hasanat. Oh, good point. Will they get real hasanat or is it digital hasanat? And what is the exchange rate between digital hasanat and real hasanat? As
I
if
don't
they
know.
are real.
It's kind of well, they're kind of relying on the kuffar to ban them all. So I don't know. I'm not sure that there's much hasanat in that.
Like,
I don't think
what's the
Mark
name?
Zuckerberg is a good intermediary for hasanat. So
What's the name of that new currency? You know, on Facebook, the digital currency. I forgot. Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's not no, it's not the Facebook one anyway. So cryptocurrency. It's called.
yeah. And now it was a scam, right? Is what I heard about it.
No,
I don't know what it is.
no. Bitcoin still works. You can still use it. But the Facebook one, he wanted to create the big one, but the Congress said no, and his partners who were part of the initial Libra. He wanted to call it Libra, I think. Yeah, and people are pulling out and said, no, we don't want to be part of this anymore. So they stopped it. That's not the point. Point is, yes, so yeah, cryptocurrency is the digital currency of as opposed to the real money we have in the banks, be it digital in the bank or in cash. These guys, they have, so there will be the real hasanat they get from doing real things like real jihad or real good deeds. They will
Yeah.
have digital crypto hasanat. So
Right.
Wissam, remind me
So
of,
hasanat.
of
But now
Wissam,
that
you
you
remind me of.
now that
Yes,
you
go ahead,
mentioned
say.
that Friday is the most active day, I have noticed that a lot of them do come out on Friday. It could also be because that's their day off.
Yeah, it
well,
is.
in the Arab world, it's their day off. But what about you?
Well, it's not my day off, but in the Arab world,
Um,
in like most of the
No,
Islamic world, Friday is the day off.
your trolls. But your trolls
well, in
are
the
not.
States, it's the day on, not the day off. Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah, but
Thank God it's Friday.
your trolls are British, aren't they? All are British.
Some of them are from around the world, some of them are American. I really don't get the ones that live in the Western world because it seems strange to me that they would live here and then also complain about here. It's not hard to move to Saudi Arabia, from what I've heard.
Oh no. Did we talk about this last week in my Arabic stream? It was literally about the subject. We spent about an hour and a half talking about the subject, me and my good friend Mr. Fikri Sami. There's a very famous, brilliant scholar, Ali Wardi. He has a book said he said Muslims will demand no. What does it say in Arabic, Khalid? يطالبون بالإسلام ويذهبون يعيشون في العلمانية.
Yeah,
they demand Islamic rule and then they would migrate to a secular country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they pick a secular government or system rather than Islamic.
Yes, so they will demand Sharia law, but once it's implemented, they will migrate and go live in a secular country. And then
But why?
They go to a secular country and like they demand Sharia law.
Obviously, they have to do that. Yeah, it's a long. It's a very difficult subject. Has many roots in it. As I said, we spent an hour and a half last week talking about it, and we didn't even start to scratch the surface of it. But basically, all they want is the freedoms they don't have under a corrupt government. And once they get these freedoms, they realize with these freedoms, especially males.
Yeah.
So with these freedoms, that means their their power over their female family members is diminishing
Yeah.
because society gave them these powers. Not really religion. Religion is just a tool, but the
Mhm.
society is patriarchal, the whole society. So they have this power over the female family members, be it his mother or his sisters, and so on. So once they are in a secular country in the West, there are freedoms, and you cannot actually tell women what to do. And once they realize that, they will start using religion. Now they get the tool out. They have the tool. Before it was no society norms and all these things. But once that's out of the window, what do they have? Religion. Ah, yes, remember religion. So here's the thing: you have to wear hijab. Allah said you have less brain than me. Your mind is less than mine, and so listen to what I say. So
Mhm.
that's how they do it. And then suddenly they will be a bit right wing, and they will start to be strict just to impose that kind of patriarchy using
Yeah.
the religion, and then the religion will get out of hand. And before we know it, this nice guy who used to wear suits back in Egypt, now he's in Germany. He has a long beard and he's wearing a Kardashian.
He's Zakir Naik now.
He turns into the famous goat, exactly right.
Do you know Zakir Naik, Faye?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Why? Why, unfortunately, don't you find him entertaining?
No, he just gives me really bad PTSD because I spent so much time watching him as a teenager.
Oh, back in the day when you were a Muslim.
Yeah, because I used to watch. He had a channel here in the UK. I don't know if it's still running. I think it is, but I
He was
used to
your
watch Peace
superhero.
TV. I used to watch a lot of Peace TV. So it's yeah. I don't tend to watch him. I want to do a reaction video to one of the things he put up quite a few years ago because it was the first like time that I saw that maybe he isn't as smart as I think he is. Um, yeah, he got confronted by an atheist, and the atheist asked him something like, "Why would God?" And it's the same question I ask: Why would God create all these people that he was gonna burn? Like he knew he was gonna burn. And Zakir Naik made this wishy-washy schoolyard comparison to a teacher sitting people down and giving them an exam when it's not a satisfying answer. Um, so
He
I want,
outright lied about something. I remember now. I
yeah,
remember that video. He just lied. He recited some verse and he translated his interpretation of the verse that basically God asked us.
yeah,
He he asked us, "Do you want to be human and go through the
Yeah,
test?" And we said
yeah.
yes, and somehow we forgot.
when we were sperms that time. Yeah,
When he brought us out of Adam's backbone.
testicles. Yeah,
How? Yeah, it's an outright lie. The whole thing was a lie. No scholar
Again,
in the history of Islam ever interpreted that Quranic verse like that.
yeah,
Not even
yeah.
the
I
new
remember
one.
that one. I remember that one. He said, since God, like he did ask us, sometime, somewhere before even being created, and he said, "I'm God. Do you acknowledge that?" And we said, "Yes." So he said, "How come I don't remember that?" Then Zakir
hmm
Naik said, "Well, my friend, he washed away your memory and blah blah blah." Then the atheist guy said,
Where is the test? He kept
"So
saying, "Where's the test?" If you remembered it,
I mean, yeah, I mean,
but I've never.
if he wants to, like what they call it, why don't he bring our memory back? So at least that time we know, and then he can burn us. After all,
It's
he
the
said,
worst
"No."
I've
movie
never.
plot ever.
I've never once taken a test where I've revised for an exam and then my teacher erased my memory before taking the exam.
Exactly.
Never once.
And the teacher fails you, on the test.
And then blames you for failing and then cuts off all your routes to success. And it's just like you're a failure forever. Like there's no chance
Uh,
of you retaking the
and
test
and,
or like me
and he
helping
burns
you.
you. He burns you for eternity.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Faye, here's the thing. Last time we had this video, we said we'll do another video just comparing Islam, the funny bits about
Yeah.
Islam from Southern Asian point of view and Arab point of view, because cultures differ, and then Islam itself is different now. That's
Yeah.
what we discovered last time. So that's still in my books. It's still in my calendar. I just need to put a date on it.
Yeah.
And the new one is let's do that.
What?
Comment on Zakir Naik. I will play the video. I will share a screen. Play that word for word. Pause. Play the verse in Quran. That's what it said, and then we'll talk through it.
I like that. Let's do that.
We can do that. I'll
Although
find the date.
I'm in the middle of making a reaction video to that specific video because it holds like sentimental value to me.
Okay.
But
We can do the
we'll find another one.
the
There's
rain day,
endless hours
the
of
rainy.
content.
Yeah, so many stupid shit. You can pick and choose whatever you want.
By the way, Faye, do you know a stand-up comedian called Ahmed Barusha?
No.
Who?
He's originally from Pakistan. His father is Pakistani. His mom is British, I think.
Oh, okay.
He's not famous in Britain, so
He's
I don't know.
he's hilarious. He's hilarious. You have to watch him. I mean, he's an
Okay,
atheist,
I'll have to look him up.
and one of his favorite jokes, he said, when God created Earth, he was still a young boy, and he said, "What should I create? Let's create dinosaurs. T-Rex. T-Rex attacks otherwise." then he grew up. He became a teenager, and he said, "I hate dinosaurs. I'm gonna kill them all." Kill them all. Then when he became a teenager, with all these hormones, he created a naked woman and man, and he put them in heaven, and he kept watching them.
And you watch them having sex.
And he created Vaseline that time, I think the first time. Then suddenly, after everything's been done, he got so angry and he said, "What I'm doing? I'm God, for God's sake." Then he went and he was, like, scolding Adam and Eve and said, "What have you been doing, guys? Look at the mess you did in heaven. Get out of here."
I'm not
kicked
sure
them
that's
out.
how the story goes.
It's kind of
He kicked them out to earth and he kept watching them. And eventually he sent his son, and his son was an ass. He kept, he kept bragging, "Hey, I'm God's son."
Send me the link to this guy.
Yeah, I will.
Send the link. Put it in the comments. By the way,
people...
you remember we told you about our good friend who is like 2 days and a half away, time difference, Naveen? That's our good friend from Australia. She's our Aussie friend.
Hi, you're the time traveler.
She's the time traveler. She's from history. She's from the future. We're from history. There is no way we can catch up with her. She's brilliant. And about your accent, you said people think you sound Australian. No,
yeah. This is Australian.
Exactly. So last,
Mazen is here.
Mazen is here. Hi, Mazen. Before we close out, what are your thoughts about trolls?
I want to check first my mic. Is it work?
It's working, but it's really low.
Okay, I will be back after a minute, please. Okay.
Okay, after a minute.
Anyway,
okay.
there is a I'd like to finish the joke, the last and the
Okay.
best part of it.
Mm.
Anyway, after sending his son there, and the son, was bragging that he's God's son, and people tell him, "We all God's children." He said, "No, no, no, no. I'm the real one. You guys are adopted." then, then, then they killed him. They crucified him.
Mhm.
Then God came and he saw his son crucified. He said, "What the hell? You killed my son?" And he got so angry and he never talked to us again after that. That was my favorite joke for Ahmed Barusha. He's great.
And he never talked to us again. Faye, while we're still waiting for Mazen to come back, have you ever watched Supernatural?
Yeah,
That TV drama?
I'm watching the last season. I actually watched the whole thing this year, like from season 1.
Oh, you've just found out about it. I've been
Yeah,
watching it for years.
yeah, it's been around for like what, 14, 15 years?
Yeah, more than a decade. Yeah. It's really stupid, but brilliant at the same time.
I call it my guilty pleasure because it's really easy to follow.
Mm.
Like you can just listen to it and you know what's happening.
Yeah, the theme, when I start to explain it to someone, a couple of brothers killing zombies and vampires and werewolves and ghosts.
Yeah.
But the underlying, the whole, if you read between the lines, it's all about existential crises and are we alone? Is there a God? Who's controlling? Is there anybody controlling? Are we free?
Yeah.
But yeah, each now and then there will be few really good golden nuggets in the.
It's like, so they'll have like 5 really good episodes and then the rest of the 20 are just fillers.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
that's what it is.
You have to watch the 20 because you don't know which 5 are the really good ones.
But the 20 are funny. They have really good comedy in it. So
And I like the actors.
exactly. So Naveen, ignore all the supernatural stuff. Ignore the vampire killing, werewolf slaughtering. They actually meet God. They have a chat with Lucifer. Gabriel is an asshole. So all those people are there.
Gabriel's my favorite character.
Exactly. But the two brothers, even
Yeah.
me, ultra heterosexual man, I find them attractive.
They're beautiful.
Oh,
They're
aren't
gorgeous human beings.
they? Even after 15 years of doing this shit, they aged well.
They didn't age. They look the same.
No, they did age. No, they have
Sam
aged.
doesn't look the same, but Dean Winchester looks exactly the same.
Because he's the kid.
Yeah.
In my mind, he's the kid. How you doing, Naveen?
I am well. G'day, everyone. How
Good
are you
night.
guys?
That's an Aussie accent.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring my best Aussie accent with me. It's nice to meet you, Faye. I saw bits of your last interview with Wissam, so it's really good to see you and to get to know you. It's always good to get to know, people who are. I believe that we're all sort of in the same boat. We have different cultures, different backgrounds, but it's the whole struggle to make our voice heard because we come from backgrounds that don't really allow that. And so I think you live in the UK, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are lucky. The people who are here are lucky that we live in other places that allow us to practice our freedom of expression. But unfortunately, where we come from, we don't have that. So I think, that cause is worthy. So I think what you do is great. And I just wanted to come and say hi.
Thank you. And thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that.
How's the future, Naveen?
The future's
bright?
great. It is great. The sun is shining for a change in Melbourne. So do come
Thank
along to
God.
the future.
Thank God.
Yeah, so thank you. And yeah, I just
Not
wanted to come and say hi and say that I appreciate what you do, and as I appreciate what everyone else in this gathering it does. We all pretty much have the same cause, and I've never seen Supernatural.
You should
I'm
What
more.
please.
you're missing.
There's 15 seasons, and each season has like 21 episodes. So if you're gonna get into it, strap in.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things to cover.
yeah, and I am sort of I'm prone to being addicted and binge watch things, so it would be dangerous if I got into it.
Well, it's the last season that's going on right now.
Oh, okay.
So if you were gonna binge something, it has an end.
It's good. Excellent.
I'll give you a spoiler. Around season 7 and 8, one of them will die and go to hell and be punished by Lucifer for quite a long time and come back, and Lucifer will follow him. So, yeah, they will meet Gabriel. They will talk to God. God fucks up, basically just fucks off, and he says, "Fuck it, I'm not doing this shit." And I will write a new story, and he goes away. That's his attitude to the whole thing. It's that funny.
Isn't that what
It-
he does always anyway?
It's a really interesting concept.
It sounds interesting. I might actually have to look at it now.
Yeah.
no, that's enough for me. That's too much BS. So God is a Shakespeare now or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. He spent a long time writing the first book, but people got it wrong, and he decided to write the sequel.
Because of his stupid writings. That's why people got it wrong.
That's why there's a sequel.
Actually, can I take the time while we're all here and while we have Faye? I wanted to ask you about. There's a video that's circulating since yesterday. I only sorry, excuse me. I only saw it yesterday, and it's about this guy. I think he's well known over there. His name is Muhammad Hijab or something like
Yeah.
that.
We know.
Yeah.
Muhammad
Yeah.
Hijab.
Yeah, and he's talking to some Jewish people and he's saying how, well, you get sort of your special
I'm sorry,
things.
Naveen, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Muhammad and hijab. This is very Islamic name.
I
Muhammad.
I
No,
know
that's
it's
his
like,
actual name. It's really sweet.
I know it's like, could you pick a more stereotypical name? But
Oh, I
he's
was dealing with a guy whose name was Asadullah Ali, so I
I have a feeling he called himself that. It wasn't the name his parents gave
did.
him.
And when I
His
called
face
him out
stalker.
on it, he was like, "Oh, my teacher called me that." And I don't know ever where someone has praised me and then I went ahead and made it my legal name. Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
so silly.
that's
Yeah,
that's
so,
like
yeah,
it's got
Naveen,
some
what
issues.
I saw the preview of the video. I haven't actually watched it. What was it about?
He's just basically and I don't like the way he speaks, honestly. It's very condescending and patronizing.
They're all
And I felt so sorry for the guy he was talking to, this little guy, and he was just basically saying, well, you get your own special things, you get your own special ambulance, you have a special wing in a hospital just for Jewish people. I saw people coming out of your synagogue, the men walk on one side, the women walk on another. It's basically what he was trying to say is, well, you get all this special stuff. Why are people always telling us to integrate? And he said something that really got me laughing. He said, if I was a president of an Islamic country, I would give you all of those special considerations that you have here because that's what Islam tells us to do. Putting that joke aside.
That is such a joke. That's not true at all. They would be
I know.
second-class citizens. They'd have to wear specific colors.
Exactly. And that's what people they skim the surface. They don't say the details. I hear people talking all the time about how, when the Inquisition was killing Christians, Jews, and Muslims in Europe, they were all living in peace together in the Islamic world. Well, they were living in
I'm
peace
sure
because Well, it was at the time, it was acceptable and okay for them to live as second-class citizens. That was okay. There was no better around the world. That was it. But why would I want
Feudal
now?
system works.
Sorry, Faye?
Yeah, exactly. That's how a feudal system works, that you have these little people that you stand on to get higher. That's how that entire system works.
Yeah,
It's a feudal system, and you can, because they have dhimmi status, you can charge them anything you want. Like there's no
exactly.
limit to that. And I've heard it
Exactly.
said many times that sometimes it wasn't even as high as the zakat, but that's not the point. If you can charge someone 50% of their income and no one's going to question it, and it's only for minorities.
And
And
it's
if
not it's not even that because those apologetics, they describe it as, well, it's taxes, it's just taxes, they call it different name, but it's still taxes. No. In Arabic it says وهم صاغ عن يد وهم صاغرون, as it, which means you pay it while you are being humiliated, looked down upon as a second
Yeah.
class citizen. That
but
alone
what they don't say is that, well, we know better now. We know better than why would I want to live in a state like that where I can live in a secular state that gives me my rights as, a full human being, not a second class citizen. But the whole video, I mean, I haven't finished it yet. I've still got maybe 5 minutes at the end that I haven't watched. But is that guy, are people like that? Is there a lot of people like that in the UK? Do they go around and
yeah, in
in the-
Hyde Park they do that.
In the UK, there's quite a few of those dour bros. Um, they're all like that. They're all quite condescending. Muhammad Hijab is someone that I actually can't stand listening to because he's so arrogant and he's so condescending. Ali Dow is another one. He's from the UK. Dower Man is another one. He's from the UK. There's quite a
his
big
name?
movement.
He calls himself Dawa Man.
Yeah, Dawaman, yeah.
I think his name is Imran Mansour or something like that. But he calls himself Dawa Man, and the way he talks to people is very, very condescending. He talks to people like they're stupid and they don't know anything. The video that I saw going around was Dawa Man giving these college kids, these university students, some marital advice by saying that if you're interested in a girl, you should tap her on the shoulder and ask for her father's details and say that I'm interested in marrying you. Could you imagine someone
Lovely.
approaching you, big beard, Toki, like so, and being like, I'm interested in marrying you, what's your dad's number? Like, I would be so terrified. I would be so terrified.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be
'cause
terrifying in their
in our
culture, though.
culture, when you marry someone, you marry the whole family, not only the girl.
Is
But you know what really got my attention about those guys? I've heard Ali Dawa before. They
Yeah.
don't.
You
They're
did?
not. I don't. Yeah, I've heard because I hear. I listen to the Apostate Prophet sometimes, and he talks about him. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude or anything, and I'm trying to put this as sensitively as I can. They don't sound like the smartest kinds of people. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, he's smart. No, he's smart.
Well,
have you seen his debate? Muhammad Hijab. It was Muhammad Hijab and a guy from a channel called Cosmic Skeptic. They had a debate in Oxford University, and the way that Muhammad Hijab deflected and deviated and just steered the subject of Muhammad marrying a 7-year-old all the way to nihilism and philosophies, and started putting words in the other person's mouth. And the guy, he was just bombarded by all this
really
BS.
He's not smart. He's just a snake. I've seen that entire debate, and there's
snakes
so
are
many
smart.
Things. He's disingenuous. He's dishonest. He gets into semantics as soon as he doesn't know what to say. Ali Dawa is a literal idiot. Like, he's actually a moron. and that's why I can give him a little bit of leeway to breathe, because if you're stupid, you get a pass. But with Mohammed Hijab, he knows exactly what he's doing. Like with Ali Dawah, if he gets stuck, he'll say, "Oh, my ustad will take take, ustad, what do I say?" Like that's what he'll be like, which is fine. He can admit that he doesn't know something in that way. But with Mohammed Hijab, when as soon as he's stuck, he starts putting words in your mouth. He starts to I saw this argument he was having with Sarah Gavi, which is I'm not entirely sure what he does, but he was having this debate with Mohammed Hijab, and Mohammed kept touching him, like on his shoulders, on his chest. Like it was really uncomfortable. As someone watching
Was
it,
he
I can't
asking
even-
for his father's number?
No. But it was just so uncomfortable watching it. I can't even imagine what
Yeah.
it must have been like being that person,
Mm.
constantly being like touched and like held. Like it's so unnecessary.
That's unacceptable. You can't invade someone's personal
Yeah.
space like that.
And
That's
then like
harassment.
there were loads of people who were commenting saying that, oh, Muhammad Hijab shouldn't have done that. And and there were so many people defending him because he was like touching his shoulder or whatever. I can't imagine what those people would have said if he was arguing with a woman and he kept like touching her.
Well,
Yeah.
I would
So-
hope he wouldn't. But
And by the way, Wissam, who said snakes are smart? Didn't you see the way they eat? Like,
And-
dude, you're gonna choke, for God's sake. They can eat the whole cow. This is crazy.
well, there you go. But yeah, that's just what got my attention. That he's just walking around the streets,
Yeah.
talking to people like that. It was really interesting to watch and cringeworthy actually as well. I felt horrible for the other
really-
guy.
Mhm. No, you're absolutely right. No, he's been doing this for a while, and the camera loves him. For some reason, I couldn't find that clip on his own channel, so it must be only on YouTube and Twitter. I need to go watch it over there and
Yeah.
get cringed.
Yes. Thank you.
He has that like silly smirk, like he knows something that nobody else does. Like he's always
Yeah.
constantly just like,
Mhm.
come on.
I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
And he's like
He,
really tall. He's like 6 foot something. So
Yeah,
it's
and
very
I think he knows exactly. It could be just instinctive, or it could be learned, but he knows how to rattle the other guy, because he, like, for example, with this Jewish guy he was talking to, he kept saying his name and saying, "Where's that name from? What does your name mean?" And then he would say a couple of sentences and go,
he
"What
does
was your
that.
name again?" Rufius. Oh, that's an interesting name. Where did you say that name was from? And it was really annoying. It was really like you're just trying to
He does
rattle
stuff
and
like
stress him out.
Yeah.
He wants to get him angry and do something stupid on camera. That's what
Yeah.
he's doing.
So it could be
That's-
instinctive, or it might be learned. I don't know, but either way. But what I meant when I said they don't sound very smart is they kind of remind me of, especially Ali Dawah. He reminds me of Ali G a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of
Is it because I
attitude
is
that
black?
Yeah, that whole sort of attitude. It's like, no, mate, it doesn't go with what you're saying at
like-
all.
they've like integrated Dawah with hip hop culture. It's really
Yeah.
strange. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
Exactly.
They've been doing that since I was a child. So like I remember seeing him when I was like 14, 15 years old and thinking, "Oh my god, that guy's voice is just too much."
Yeah. It was
it's-
just really, it was interesting for me because I don't see that here. We don't have that in Melbourne. Like,
don't
you
have
would
that
never
in
see
Melbourne?
that. No, not at all. And not where I hang out anyway. But even like my brother lives in a suburb where it's mostly Arabs and Muslims, and you don't get that. When I go visit him and we go walking around, go to the market, there's so many Arabic shops and Islamic sort of stores and things like that. We don't see that at all. Maybe in Sydney to some extent, but in Melbourne, no way. And that's why it shocked me that because I've seen Ali Dawah walk around and talk to people a couple of times. I've seen this guy today, and it's like, wow, you
But you
know.
don't have many Pakistanis in Australia as compared to Lebanese.
There is quite a Pakistani population. I don't know if you know Harris Sultan. He's on YouTube. Yeah, he's in Melbourne, and he talks a lot about this stuff as well. I followed him, but he talks in Urdu a lot of the time, so I can't follow that.
He makes a lot of videos in Urdu, yeah.
And he's another person that I really respect what he does, because he really cares about what's going on back in Pakistan, and he's trying to make a difference. So yeah. But anyway,
so
thank you very much.
Oh,
and
no,
it's great to meet you, Faye.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you too.
Thank you. And thanks, everyone. I'll say goodbye and have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night, Mike.
Guys, we have like we're gonna do an episode, me and Naveen and me, about Spinoza on Saturday. If you wanna watch.
Or Saturday.
Yeah.
Spinoza. Is it an Arabic or English episode?
It's in Arabic. Yeah.
Okay, Arabic. Spinoza, Saturday. I'll try to be there.
Subtitled.
Yeah. Okay, so we passed the allocated time. Usually I promise people that I have 1 hour only. Mazen, are you still alive?
I'm still alive somehow.
And you have voice, you have audio. Good.
Yo, it's my turn now.
Good. Last segment of the episode. It's all you. Go ahead, mate.
Sounds good.
Sound is good.
Okay, first of all, a greeting, Excellencies, and especially to our guest tonight, Faye, most gracious. There's a verse in the Quran says, by the name of God, the merciful. Somehow I am listening to your name just like that verse. And so I heard you talking about trolls or something like that. We have to know this is, there's a difference between logic or scientific logic and there's a different in the other side with faithful people of logic. We have trouble with talking with them. I'm not gonna say a lot of things tonight because I have to go. Maybe Quran verses or the religion, it was, if we compare it with scientific facts, we will see a huge difference between those values. Talking about cosmology, embryology, presenting fairy tales as true stories, maybe ethics in the Quran, it doesn't belong to human facts. I have a lot of things to see, but maybe my English is not good to explain more things. I'm sorry for that. Just I want to say again, nice to meet you, all of you, Sir Sam and Khalid, and another, and maybe it's nice to meet you this evening.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. Late better than never. At least we got your point of view about that. Thankfully, the mic worked at the end. And again, on that bombshell, I would like to thank my first guest, Faye. Thank you very much for tonight. We have 2 more episodes to plan now. Thank you, Khalid.
By the way, I'd like to mention something with Sam.
Okay.
That Faye has a meaning in Iraqi dialect. The name.
The word Faye itself, yes, it's shade, shadow.
Is that what that means?
Yep.
It means shade. Yeah, shade.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but Faye is short for Fatiha.
Yeah.
As in the Surah Al-Fatiha.
As in Surah Al-Fatiha, yeah.
Surah Al-Fatiha. Yeah. That's her name.
Anyway, so it's so nice to meet you, Faye, and chat with you, and we really we hope we can see you back again, many times.
Yeah, soon, hopefully.
Thank you, Khalid. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have an episode, fun episode, comparing Islamic cultural differences, and we have an episode picking on Zakir Naik.
Yeah,
And hopefully, at least we'll do one of them before Christmas.
I hope so. That would be a good Christmas episode.
Exactly. Yeah, I have. Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, I do. People ask me why do you celebrate Christmas? Well,
It's the best holiday.
it's the birthday of Isaac Newton. Why wouldn't I celebrate it?
It's the birthday of when I get gifts. So it's there's nothing wrong with.
Do you know Neil deGrasse Tyson? His most popular tweet, I think it was 4 years ago, on the 25th of December, he tweeted something like, "Today, a man was born. Later, he changed humanity. Happy birthday, Sir Isaac Newton."
Great.
And he got so much backlash. The tweet
Really?
exploded. The tweet's still there, and all the replies and retweets are still there, and you can still read it. It's hilarious. People got really offended by it. And every 25th of December, I retweet
On
it.
the 25th of December.
Hmm?
Jesus wasn't even born.
Is it me or is it you? Did I lose you or... Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, he wasn't born on the 25th of December. 25th.
No. I don't even know why people are angry.
It's the winter solstice. That's what it is. It's a pagan, and the Christians decided to piggyback on it.
And also, in different parts of Europe, it's on different days.
Yeah, I have Christian
in Poland,
friends.
It's on the 24th. In Montenegro, it's on the 7th of January. Like,
yeah, my friends are Copts from Egypt, and the real Christians from Iraq, the very old ones, they celebrate that's 7th of January. That's what they celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, have a good night, my friends. I'll be in touch for our next episode. Thank you to all our guests, our friend Naveen, Khalid, Muslim ID, Mazen, and all those who commented, all those who just had their own chats in the chat, had nothing to do with the video. Again, thank you all, and have a good night, and hopefully we will see you in a new episode soon. And